Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us as we discuss the filing of a due process petition for a special education matter. Our video will focus on how to fill out the form step by step so that you are able to file for due process in your child's special education matter. Before we get to the form, let's briefly discuss some background information. A due process hearing is a legal process where your disagreement with the school district is decided by an administrative law judge from the Office of Administrative Law. You or the school district may request a due process hearing in the event of a disagreement over the identification, evaluation, program, placement, or the providing of a free, appropriate public education to your child. To request a due process hearing in the event of a disagreement, fill out the due process form, which we will review shortly, and send it to the New Jersey Department of Education, Office of Special Education. So, when must you file for a due process hearing if you would like to do so? New Jersey special education law gives parents 2 years from the date the parent knew or should have known about the problem to file for due process. For example, let's say your child's school did not provide physical therapy sessions as per their IEP for the months of April, May, and June 2022 because of a shortage of physical therapists. The school informed parents by phone after a week of missed PT sessions on April 8, 2022. According to New Jersey special education law, you would have 2 years from the date you knew or should have known, April 8, 2022, that your child's IEP was not being fully implemented. That means you would have until April 8, 2024 to request a due process hearing in the event that you and the school district could not come to an agreement on the matter. If you file for due process after the 2-year period, so after April 8, 2024, then you could lose part or all of the remedy to which your child is entitled. For example, if you file for due process on May 8, 2024, then you probably will not get makeup services for the sessions missed from April 1st, 2022 through May 7th, 2022. You would likely only get comp ed for those PT sessions missed from May 8th, 2022 until the school year ended in June 2022, unless one of the exceptions to the statute of limitations applies. Very briefly going into what happens after you request a due process hearing. Within 15 days of receipt of the request, you and the school district must take part in a resolution meeting that is set up and conducted by the school district, or in place of the resolution meeting, you and the school district may agree to mediation instead, which will be arranged by the New Jersey Department of Education's Office of Special Education. The resolution period, which is the time period during which a resolution meeting or mediation takes place, lasts for 30 days. If you and the school district still cannot agree on a resolution to the problem, the matter will be sent to the Office of Administrative Law for a due process hearing. Once the special education matter is sent to the Office of Administrative Law for a due process hearing, the 45-day timeline starts. The due process hearing must be completed and a copy of the decision mailed to you and the school district within 45 days. Now we're ready to look at the due process form. Follow along as we walk through the steps. To get the due process form, go to this website about parents' rights in special education. You will find the due process form on page 31 of the prize handbook. A Spanish version is also available at this link. Scroll down to where it says Solicitud de los Padres. Click to download the Spanish form. Some key points to remember as you are filling out the due process form. If you have more than one child with a disability for whom you need to request a due process hearing, you must fill out a separate due process form for each child. If a student is 18 or older, the adult student must complete the form, or you, the parent, must attach one of the following: guardianship papers, power of attorney, or a written statement of authorization signed by the student allowing you to act on their behalf in the due process hearing. Certain information must be on the form for it to be filed properly. The child's name, the child's residence address, meaning where the child actually lives, the name of the school the child attends, a description of each problem and the supporting facts relating to each problem, and your proposed resolution of each problem to the extent known. Anything that has an asterisk next to it is not required, but may be helpful to include.
So let's look at the actual due process form. The first thing you are going to do is fill in the date of when you are completing the form. Even though the date is not required, we recommend you include it to show when the petition was filed.
As you move down the first page of the form, there are more fields to fill in. Let's go through each field. Write your full name where the form says from, then your address and county. A phone number where you can be reached. Only give phone numbers that you will actually answer, even if you do not recognize the number of the incoming call. And include your email address if you have one, and check it regularly. If you will be represented by an attorney, check the box. If you will be assisted by an advocate who will represent you or speak for you at the hearing, you should check the advocate box. Write down the attorney's or advocate's address, if applicable, along with their phone and fax number. If you do not have an attorney or advocate representing you, then skip these questions. If you have requested representation from an attorney or advocate, but the attorney or advocate has not agreed to handle your case, then leave these questions blank. The attorney or advocate can enter an appearance after they take your case. Finally, include your child's full name and date of birth, and your child's address, meaning where your child actually lives, but only if it is different from your address that you wrote above. Continuing on page 2, fill in the fields. Enter the school district in which you live. It must be the school district of the town in which you live, not the town where your child attends school if that is a different location. If you are unsure of which district you reside in, you may Google, what school district is the name of your town, New Jersey, in? The district name will typically be the name of the town in which you reside. If your child's school is a charter school, then the school district is the charter school. Then you will need to enter the name of the school that your child attends. After your child's school, you can fill out your child's disability category if you know it. You can find this information on your child's IEP. If you do not know the disability category, you can skip this question. After background information, you need to check the second box to request a due process hearing. Then you must complete items 1 through 5. Item 2 is your opportunity to explain the special education problem leading to your disagreement with the school district. This is where you state why you are requesting a due process hearing. You should list facts and include details. Be specific. For example, if filing a claim for compensatory education due to missed services, include what services your child should have received but didn't, and the amount of time they did not receive those services. And explain how the missed services has affected your child. Remember, include the facts about what happened for each problem you listed. You may have more than one problem, so make sure to include the relevant facts of what happened for each problem. It is best to be as specific as possible. So if you need more space, you may attach additional pages of information. Moving on to item 3. This part allows you to say how you want the problems to be resolved. For each problem, you should explain the relief or remedy that you are seeking. This could include options like makeup or compensatory services for all services your child did not receive, or a new school placement if you feel the current school does not meet their needs. If you need more space for this step, you may attach additional pages of information as well. You must send a copy of your completed petition to the superintendent of your child's school district or to the chief school administrator of your child's charter school. Item 4 is a verification that you did send a copy and asks you to provide the superintendent's contact information to show where you sent it. If you do not know the superintendent's information, it can be found on your school district's website. For item 5, sign your name after parent's signature. Your signature is required. If you've completed all of these steps as described, you are now done filling out your due process hearing request. The completed petition must be sent to the Office of Special Education, whose address is provided on the first page of the petition and listed here for your convenience. To send the petition to the Office of Special Education by email, send it to OSEP Dispute Resolution at doe.state.nj.us. Remember, the completed petition must also be sent to the school district superintendent, whose office address can be found on your district's website. Now you've seen how to fill in a due process form for compensatory education in a special education matter. We hope this presentation helps. Thank you for watching.